Oh, there it is. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. I'm gonna have to edit like all this stuff out.
Hello, my name is Seth Estrada.
And I'm here to talk to you about HiveOS and Grin. What is Grin? Grin is one of the first 2 coins to use the mimblewimble privacy protocol. You'll see other mining commentators, honest mistake, but they erroneously call mimblewimble a proof of work algorithm. That's not what it is. Mimblewimble is not a proof of work algorithm. Mimblewimble is the privacy protocol. Let's use an example. On Monero, for example, you have ring signatures and now ring CTs as well as bullet proofs. These are the technologies leveraged by Monero for privacy. That's what mimblewimble is, and that's what it's been developed for, with Bitcoin in mind, and maybe integrated into Bitcoin proper in the next couple of years. We'll see. I mean, imagine Monero-like privacy on Bitcoin. I don't even think I need to tell you how big a deal that would be for blockchain technology in general, for Bitcoin to lead the way as far as privacy goes. But mimblewimble is just a technology for privacy. The proof of work algorithm that's used for Grin is called the cuckoo cycle. And there are 2 variants of the cuckoo cycle. It's going to be kind of confusing, but there's cuckaroo and there's cuckoo. But the cuckoo cycle is what it uses. Let me give a big shout out to A Trump. Hey, Trump! Only 8+ gigabyte devices supported. Now, you may have seen recent recommendation videos of mine where I talk about moving only to 8 gig cards. There are several mining commentators in the space who are selling off their GTX 1066 gig cards, etc. Let me just issue a caveat here. You can mine Grin with 6 gig cards. That's fine. You can use a 5.5 gig card and you'll be all right. Well, there's cuckaroo and cuckoo. Remember the 2. One of them is okay for 5.5 gig cards. The other is okay for 11 gig cards with best performance using 11 gig cards. Where did I get this info? Directly from Trump, who mentioned this on the Grin forum site. All this stuff is changing, right? It's a moving target. So, A Trump, thank you. Trump, I'm going to go by his recommendation probably above all. If you go to Maz Kamor, the creator of the Grin Gold miner, first off, be supportive there. Plenty of people who are watching that, plenty of people who started, already people who forked it to try to create optimizations or changes, which is awesome. That's what I love about open source technology. This is the binary of that miner. You're going to need this when you create a custom miner inside of HiveOS. And depending on the pool that you use, you may need a wallet or you may just need to use an email address associated with that mining account. Is this edible? Can I eat this? I can't really tell what that is, but it's pretty awesome. I like it. And most likely just going to be an email address for right now. That's what we're going to do in this tutorial. Leave this alone for a few days while the dust clears, right? As far as getting a wallet that's fully stable, the last time I checked in on the Grin GitHub account, the last commit in their wallet repository was like only 4 minutes old. So this stuff is changing so fast that it's hard to keep up to speed on what is the best possible wallet to download. So for my part, I'm going to leave these funds on
Grin Seifu
for just a couple of days while the dust settles, and then I'll come back to it in a couple of days when I know I can get a wallet that is stable, and maybe even one that runs on Windows so that I don't have to boot up a virtual machine and I can run it on one of these other machines that I have running Windows already. Just fired this guy back up. It's been a little while since I fired up this particular rig, as you can tell. AMD RX 580 8 gig cards. We've got 8 of them. They typically do over 31 mega hashes per second per card. Typically, I can get close to 32 mega hashes per second per card. If you're looking for a custom vBIOS for your AMD cards, check out our Discord channel where we've got multiple members of the community who are quite good at this and may already have a custom vBIOS that will unlock a lot of performance for your card. So I'll leave it at that. They're the experts. Come check it out in the community. May also do a little bit of mining on the CUDA edition of Grin Gold. I keep thinking Glom Gold from the old DuckTales cartoon. You remember that guy? Glom Gold. Get a picture of that and make that the thumbnail. How about that? Glom Gold. That was Scrooge McDuck's arch nemesis. We did an upgrade to HiveOS just a couple hours ago when we fired this thing back up, got everything warmed up, made sure everything was working correctly. You can probably hear this miner in the background if you listen for it. Yeah, it's loud. It's a really, really loud machine. It's got a bunch of Delta fans, and I haven't ramped them down. I've kept them really high. As you can tell, the temperatures are really low also. Even mining Ethereum, see the temperatures are all below 60 degrees Celsius. So we should be just fine. No matter what we throw at this card, it should be fine. First, I'm going to go to my farm overview, and from there, I'm going to create a new wallet. Great. in. Hey, it's already in because everyone's so excited about that. Just as good internet hygiene, I tend to use a custom email address for every single service that I use online. Sounds ridiculous, but I promise it's not ridiculous. It's my privacy. Got a custom wallet here for my flight sheets that I'm just calling Grin Mint. That way I know which pool I'm mining to. Pool, hey, I have to configure it in the miner no matter what because it's so new. Custom, and there we go. Installation URL. I'm gonna paste that in, and it can already tell it's the Grin Gold miner. Actual algorithm, and we should. Oh, there it is. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Because we're using AMD GPUs, we have to use right here. We have to replace the device ID number and put in this block right here. 1, 2. Expand all those. So I'm going to go from device ID 0 to 1 and then to etc. Put our pool URL in directly. We've got a password, we've got a worker, everything else. I think we are pretty much ready to go. It's going to go apply those changes. Looks like we are ready. Boom! Highlight that, put it at the top of the list, and now I can just go into this worker here, click on my rocket settings. Now I've got a Grin rocket right there, and it's universal as well. It's going to work on my AMD cards, my NVIDIA cards, and my CPU. Refreshing. While we're waiting for that to update, if you haven't already gotten something from the Mine Your Biz shop, check it out. You can get stuff like this GPU you can hash all night over at shop.mineyour.biz. You can get the brand new GPU Love Mine Your Biz logo shirt. It's pretty cool. It's got a little heart graphic on the side and then a bunch of GPUs plugged into your heart because you love GPU mining. It's like risers are plugged in. Just take a look. You'll figure it out. So here we are on Sparkpool trying to right the wrongs of what we were dealing with before. It's going to show Grin C29 and Grin C31. Let's go ahead and edit this guy. Miner config. Boom. And swap this guy out. Bummer. But we don't need those thinking passwords. Let's take a look at their tutorial really fast just to make sure that I don't have any kind of a problem here. Format, email, /rigid. Oh, rig ID. Haha, my mistake. That's my problem for speaking English. They've got the Windows tutorial here. We will come back around to that. I'm much more interested in deploying this to HiveOS because I can deploy it to much larger systems faster. And to clients that need help, I can help them remotely. Why am I always so adamant in promoting HiveOS? Because reasons, okay? All right, so I just refreshed the miner page. Running very cool. You see each one of these cards. Hottest card is below 50 degrees Celsius. Each one of these 8 gig cards is below 2 technology per card. Now, on my desktop right now, I've downloaded the mainnet Windows 64 miner. My virtual memory size needs to be about 7 gigs per card. Now, on this Windows build, I've only got a couple of 1080 Ti's. My virtual memory size, it may already be high enough. We'll see. And advanced system settings is where we're going to make that change to my virtual memory. So right here, performance options. Hey, look at that. I've got enough virtual memory right now to get started. So it says that I need to have .NET Core 2.2.1 Windows Server hosting. I likely already have .NET installed. Very, very likely. But I'm going to download that. I'll install right over any other .NET installations I may already have. .NET Core 2.2.1. Close. We're done. Now all I have to do is go to the CLI, and there it is. All right, so it's going to pop open right there. Detected 2 suitable NVIDIA devices. Yes! Thank you so much for automatically detecting that. That's nice. Okay, so I'm going to go with option 1, of course. Enter your mining pool stratum address, and we're going to go to Grin-US boop. Use TLS. No. Enter your pool login. Okay. Spark a Grin. I'd say I've been a dad for too long, but it's kind of one of those things where it's going to happen for the rest of my life. Pool password. Ekis. Cool. All right, so I've got to click the CLI one more time. All righty. So there you have it. All right, ladies and gents, closing thoughts. Cuckoo Cycle is clearly very easy on Windows. It's download and create the configuration, and pretty much you're done. As you noticed, for HiveOS, there are a couple of things you need to know. First off, Grin Gold Miner is the gold standard, but also bminer. Let's take a look at this. Let's create a new flight sheet. I'm just going to duplicate this, and now all I have to do is click on edit, simply go to bminer. Grin miner, but that is clearly only for NVIDIA right there. And then B miner is going to be an option for both AMD and NVIDIA. That's just a little bit simpler there. That said, I still have to get a couple of things set up here. So Kookaroo 29, wallet and worker template, just straight up copy pasta here. Done. Password X, and then I'm done. So now I've got Spark Grin B miner, and all of that is alright. So a couple different ways that you can use miners in HiveOS. Guys, hope this has been helpful. As always, be sure to check your hash rate poolside so that you know that you've been able to validate that your hash rate is active on poolside as well. Remember also that getting your funds from the pool for Grin, so it's a separate process, but for right now, this will get you mining and you can leave your funds on pool. I wouldn't ever recommend leaving your funds in the pool for too long or on exchange for too long, but because you actually have to actively download a file and then transfer funds, it's a very active process. You're gonna spend a couple of days just mining anyway before you transfer funds, so I would really urge that you just wait for a couple of days until the wallet situation is fully sorted. Okay, you may wanna wait for a Windows wallet to be created. I'm gonna wait for a Windows wallet to be created, so I don't blame you if you do. All right, that's what I got for you this time. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon so you're notified when we release new videos like this. Thank you for checking out shop.mineyour.biz for merchandise and gear that may be a good fit for you. You're the reason I make these videos. That and the money, all the money. I love your face. I'll see you in the next one.